Hello everybody. Well, today I want to talk about, continue talking about your money. This isn't a pitch for money. I'm not asking for money. What I am wanting to talk about is to make sure I believe we're getting extremely close to them flipping the switch. When they flip the switch, it's going to start everything. It's going to daisy chain. We're all going to be struggling. And if you didn't do any prepping, as I've been warning you about for the past months, you're going to find yourself really struggling, and your friends and relatives really struggling. I mean, I went to the market a couple days ago just to buy food for the rest of the week here. Basically, I bought 4 days worth of food. $150. Now, granted, I'm buying easy to fix food. Food that I can microwave or fry up pretty quick and easy. I didn't go buy, bulk beans and things like that, places that I can't store that. If I had a place, I'd had someplace cold and dark, I could buy long-term things. I don't buy baked potatoes. I buy, typically I'll buy mashed potatoes in the deli section. I don't know if I want to sit down on this bench. Let me try it. It looks a little bit raggedy, but I think I'll give it a shot. Have you seen the price of cars? Used cars, not even new cars. Used cars are up 30-40%. If you don't have one and you're trying to work, you're going to find it very difficult. And if you don't have good credit, you're going to basically finance that at scalping rates. You're never going to pay it off. The interest is so high, you're not going to make enough money to pay it off, to make the payment. New cars, they're crazy. They tell you want to go to electric. Yeah, well, that's a lie. You got $100,000 to put on a car? Most people can't even afford that to put on a house. And most people won't qualify to buy an electric car. Only the elites. Talked about in the last video, the little dictators club. They don't drive Teslas. I mean, that might be one of their cars. They got fancy, expensive, gas-guzzling cars that you can pour the gas into the top of the bucket. They don't care. There's no shortage for them. We have no Federal Reserve of gas anymore. They've spent it all. We didn't get most of it either, by the way. You've heard about the trickle-down theory of economics. If the rich are at the top and they've got lots of money coming in, some of that's going to trickle down. That is completely done with. It's over. It's not going to happen anymore. They get the money, they keep it. They don't care what happens to you at all. If you run out of food, you run out of electricity, you run out of heat during this winter, they don't care. That's what's coming. That's where we're almost ready to kick off. I mentioned in the last video, when we went off the gold standard, we didn't have any way to back up the dollar. So we negotiated with Saudi Arabia to put, the dollar on oil, tie it to oil. Nobody can buy oil. This is, OPEC and we've heard it for years that they control the market. Well, they did control the market, and they control the money that's spent for it. It has to be dollars. Well, that just ended. Everything you can imagine that's going to go wrong with the economy, jobs, everything is about ready to hit the fan. I've been telling people for months to prep. Have food. We don't know. We don't know what their plan is. But believe me, it doesn't include us. They want the population reduced by 80%. 80% of 8 billion. Some simple math that'll get you 64 billion people have to die. And they may find that 20% is too much too, but they're going to take it down to that and then reevaluate. They don't care how you die. They don't care if you starve to death, freeze to death. They don't care. They don't care if there's a war. That would be quick and easy. Kill off a few million here and there with these various wars that are rumored about. So I'm telling you again, I'm going to reinforce this with this second video. Don't buy anything frivolous. Now, what are you going to do with your dollars? I don't know. Buy things that are important. Buy prepping things. If you have any money left over, buy food. Stockpile. I don't like to tell people to go stockpile gas, because if you go I've seen pictures of people going down to the gas station and coming back with Ziploc bags full of gas. No. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. But if you can, safely stockpile some gas. That will help you as well. If you're well enough off to have a home tank in the ground, make sure you keep it full. Make sure your car is filled up every day. Because at some point in time, you're not going to be able to get gas. Some of us remember the gas shortages, the gas lines. You'd have to drive to gas stations and sit in lines for hours for your turn to fill up and get $10 worth of gas. And if you were too far back in the line, by the time you got up there, they'd come out and say, okay, we're completely out of gas now. Come back tomorrow, or come back in a week, or whenever we're going to get the next shipment. We've had situations like this, but not on every front. Eggs are going to go up again because of that big fire at the eggplant. Burned it to the ground. It wasn't a simple, oh gee, this one wall got scorched. It burnt to the ground. How do you do that? Killed, 100,000 chickens. Things don't just burn to the ground like that. There's safety precautions. There's other things. It had to be intentional. Meat's supposed to go up another 15% this year. It's already too expensive. But it's going to go up some more. So enjoy it while you can. Learn to buy and shop the right choice of meats, roasts and things like that you can feed a lot of meals out of. That's helpful. Pretty much everything that you're familiar with in this world is going to change. It's going to go away. I see where Bed Bath & Beyond is going to go bankrupt. They can't pay their creditors. Another business going under. We got some of those in Georgia. I don't remember shopping at them for years, but what are all you housewives going to do? That's the best place to go buy pillows to throw on the bed, huh? Or jackets, things like that. We got winter coming. There may be some sales coming up, so keep an eye out for that. It's another big thing that we're going to be in dire shortage of. They say there's going to be a shortage of fertilizer. You say, well, what's the big deal about fertilizer? You can't farm without it. You can't grow produce and other things without it. Soil has to be treated. I got people walking around with their dogs, so I may have to finish this up here in a bit. Okay, well, you say, well, we'll find somebody who sells it. You know who the biggest supplier of fertilizer in the world is? Russia. And we're trying to go to war with them. Yeah, that's going to be a good solution. There's not going to be enough to go around. We've got open borders. We've got people coming down here, 200,000 to 300,000 a day coming across. We can't feed our own people properly, and we got more people coming here. And what they're going to be surprised with, they're going to come here and demand from the system, and the system is not going to be able to provide. That's coming. You're not going to find medical care. You're not going to find government assistance. It's going to be gone. There's going to be no money. This is what's coming. I mean, it's almost here now. It could at any moment take full shape. I told you a few months ago in prepping to be ready to be self-sustaining so you can have a little garden. Try to find the seeds that you want. It's going to be difficult. There's still maybe some left. You might find seeds for, I don't know, broccoli. I don't like broccoli enough to care. Brussels sprouts, there might be seeds for Brussels sprouts. The bottom line is that most of the good stuff's going to be gone. The farmers have been stocking up. But you're not going to be able to find what you want. You might find them where they're expensive. You might end up paying $1 a seed in a packet. They're taking away everything that you can imagine you would need to survive. They're going to come out and they're going to take away hunting licenses. They're going to ban hunting. I guarantee it. They're not going to allow you to do anything. They're not going to allow you to get by on your own. We've got people that are prepping and storing up, guns and ammo and things in their homes. I'm pretty sure they know who you are. And when they're ready, they'll come for you. And you won't be able to stand them. Remember the Branch Davidians? They don't care what happens to you. It's no big deal if they have to bomb your home. Set it on fire. They don't care. Satan wants you dead. And these little dictator club members want the same thing. When their ultimate leader steps forward, we will hopefully be out of here by that time. But I'm looking at things now, and I don't think we're any closer than, I can't tell you that the rapture's today or tomorrow. We've been saying it's imminent, but that's been going on for a few years, ever since we saw the Revelation 12 sign. But I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it's, in the next week. they're about ready to turn the switch on this monster that once you do, they're going to set the warp core to implode. They're going to set the nuclear reactor to overload. Once you get it started, you can't stop it. And that's the only reason it hasn't started yet. They're making sure all their ducks are in a row. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit shorter video because I want to make sure that everybody gets it. Don't go waste your money. Now, I'm not saying keep your money in the bank necessarily, because if the money's going to be devalued, it won't be any good in the bank either. Now, if they do it right, which I can't give them credit to doing anything right because they don't want us to live. If they do it right, they'll swap your physical dollars for digital currency. But I don't know if they're going to do it right. And how long is it going to take them to do it right? The banks are evaluating all the ins and outs of digital money right now. They're using it. They're going to switch us to it. We're not going to do the mark of the beast yet, but that's not too far away. That could be this year, it could be next year. But I think when that starts, we're into the tribulation time frame and we're not going to be here. I'm thinking the tribulation is going to start this year. But we got to get the first rider. The Antichrist has to show up. And he's here now, so it's not like, okay, we should have started it, months ago or years ago. No, he's not the Antichrist yet. He dies, resurrects, gets resurrected, then gets the Polyon, the demon possession. Then he's the Antichrist. He's not the Antichrist yet. I mean, physically his body may be, but his spirit isn't. But that's coming, which means our rapture is coming. You don't have a lot of time. If you haven't done any prepping, I would do some. Don't, if you need to pay rent and things like that, I would keep enough money to do that. Eventually, that's not going to do any good. Eventually, your dollar will be worthless, but since we don't know when, make sure you have enough. But if you've got extra, buy food. You need to keep your gas tank full. If you need some winter clothing because you didn't buy any or you gave yours away, get some basics. Are we going to have electricity? We may not. Maybe come up with one of these little buddy heaters for your house. Keep in mind that's a safety issue. Know how to use it. There's videos out there. You can go look, Google them. Find Bob Wells, Easy RV Living, I think it is, on YouTube, and watch his videos. And you can find them. They talk about the little buddy heater. Is it safe in a camper or a van or any place else? It is combustion, so be careful. If you're all electric and there's no electric, what are you going to do? Remember that if you need water, there's water in your hot water tank. And there's a drain at the bottom. If you don't know how to get to it, get someone to show you. If our water supply is contaminated for some reason, fill up your bathtub, fill up everything you can. Find every container. Fill them up and have water ready. Water is the one thing you need the most of. Food you can go without. Most of us can afford to go without a little bit of food. Try fasting. Literally, we're told to fast, pray and fast. Well, don't eat one meal a day. Start on this gradually. Health issues obviously are to be taken into account. Make sure you can do these things. But you can try to fast one meal a day, just skip a meal. You might find that will make you feel better over the long haul. Don't eat junk food any more than you have to. Only eat good food. Sugars are not good for you. Don't eat a lot of candy and don't drink a lot of Coke. I try to get diet drinks. I try to get, one of the things I bought my last shopping trip was, I love iced tea, so I got some iced tea. It costs a little more. What I really wanted was Crystal Light, the flavoring for my water. I carry, waters at all these campsites. I wanted to have flavoring. They didn't have any, so I'm looking for it at the moment. I know I can get it at Dollar General in the package, in the powder package, but I really want the liquid form. It dissolves better in cold water. Start doing the things that you know you need to do. Be frugal with everything you're doing. Don't go off and sell your car necessarily if you need your car. You may need your car to get to some place that's safe. So don't do things without thinking them through. And of course, don't do anything without praying and talking to God. Get His direction. We're fighting a spiritual battle here. So don't look at it from a human, worldly view. Look at it from God's point of view. So you have to stay in touch with Him. Read the Bible daily to keep Satan at bay. He doesn't like to hear the word of the Bible. He knows it, but he doesn't like to hear it. Do all the things that you need to make sure that you're in tip-top shape. All right, so this one's a little bit shorter than my other videos. I'm probably going to publish this one during my move this week, so it'll still be applicable. I'm getting to the point now where it's like, which one of my videos is going to be my last one? I don't know. Yeah, they could still delay. But the ball's not in our court. We have no control of the direction we're going. So when it happens, and God comes and gets us, that's basically the Satan's time frame, when he thinks everything is ready. Be safe, people. Use your head. Use your spiritual head. Talk to God. He will tell you everything you need to know. Okay, I was trying to keep from coughing, but it didn't work. I'm not sick, the air is heavy. I can feel the moisture in it. We had fog this morning, again. We're going to have it all week. These are rain clouds over us right now. I don't know how much of this we should feel threatened with, but it is raining somewhere either north or south of us. I'd have to go back and look and see which track this took. But there's a bigger front forming over Texas, which is supposed to come here on Thursday. It's got a lot of pink and blue in it. Okay, I can handle whatever it throws at me, but let's see what happens. Till we meet in the clouds, God bless. Just out for a little walk, see a little bit more of the park. During the summertime, you can get kayaks and canoes up at the park office. There's some storage there you can put your boats on if you've got your own too. They've got little comfortable walking paths throughout these yurts. I don't know if I can get you the view inside. These have doors on them that lock. They have flaps on them. See, they have doors. Combination locks and keys. I don't know. I don't know. That looks too complicated. I don't think I can. Nope, can't go around. So the back part, where they have chairs like over there, those orange chairs, that's your little private area. Nobody can come over to you and bother you. Let me see if I can get down into there. There's some marshy area. Okay, I guess I got to go this way. I think this is the last two. Yeah, we got armadillos here. I can see the telltale signs of them disturbing things. I don't know if I can get down too far in this marshy area without getting muddy. A lot of times you can come down here and you can find different birds down here. I don't see any. Find cranes, and there's geese that come out and get into this area over here. I think the geese are all over at the visitor center. I could go over there and you could see them, but everybody's seeing geese. Just know you can go to the visitor center, they're over there. Okay, I'm just trying to tack these onto the end so you guys can get out and enjoy this like I do. I'm encouraging you.